Welcome to Watch Symposium. I'm Austin. All right, predictions. Who knew what and when did they know it? Now, in another video, link in the description, I talked about a guy that made a prediction. He got it right, and because of that, we have to look closer at what else he said. I've got another one of those videos coming, all right? And this guy got it right, and some of the other stuff that he said along with that is mind-blowing, all right? And, well, I'm not going to say you can take it to the bank, but if you get one thing right, then what else you say should be listened to, all right? But before we get there, I want to go through some other predictions that didn't pan out, and these are kind of interesting. And look, I'm not calling out any one particular YouTuber. If you've got a lot of subscribers and people try to mess with you and they say, hey, this is coming, that's coming, they do Photoshop stuff, whatever. But we often don't talk about what we missed. And in this video, that's what I want to do. All right, number one, we heard that there was going to be a Hulk. Hulk was coming back. I mean, I remember musing on that and thinking strategically how that could make sense and how it could bring attention away from the existing Hulk that was discontinued to this new Hulk. But in retrospect, kind of makes no sense. I mean, what would they have done with the Cermet, and could the Cermet and the Hulk coexist? You know, in retrospect, it's one of those things that doesn't make a lot of sense. But hey, Rolex has gone backwards. They made the 36 millimeter Explorer, right? It was 39 and they went back to the 36. And then they brought back the Oyster bracelet on the GMT. I mean, hey, I got that one wrong. You guys remember when I had to make that tearful apology video for Mark Goldberg? I'll put a link in the description to that. So it wasn't crazy that they would have come back out with a Hulk, but they didn't. All right. Another thing along with that, this was sort of a three strike prediction right here, was a blue dial day date. They came out with a green dial day date. That was pretty cool, but blue dial one, to my knowledge, didn't happen, all right, unless I missed it. And then along with that, the trilogy of fail there, no hate, right, we all make our mistakes, was a solid rose gold Submariner. Three predictions, three fails, three strikes. Are you out? Well, look, this came to a YouTuber that I really like, and it ain't his fault. He just got bad information. But of course, the next time he gets an email from this guy, well, he might want to just bend that. All right, moving on. We heard they were going to bring back the all-black GMT Master 2 on the Jubilee bracelet. Now, I knew that wasn't going to happen. I made a video busting that. I'll put a link in the description to that. But look, monocolored bezels aren't happening anymore on the GMTs. Okay, that's a thing of the past. And, you know, if you want one, you could always go the 116710LN, or you can go pre-ceramic, but it ain't happening going forward. It's going to be bicolored bezels only. If you want a black bezel, those are the dive watches, all right? So that was not a surprise to me that that was a rumor, and that's why I busted it early on. All right, next, the Milouss. Now, this is one that I put out there because, well, it needs updating, and it kind of goes with the Air King, but it didn't show up. Now, it's going to, I feel, but they didn't release it with the Air King, and the reason they didn't, that's an interesting question. I think because the Milouss has the Faraday cage and the new Air King doesn't, and maybe they didn't want people comparing the two. Maybe they really want people to separate those two. You know, they really kind of went together. I mean, they had the same movement, the same Faraday cage a couple years ago, and they were almost like the same watch, but like with different personalities. You know, the Air King was the pilot's watch, and the Milouss, the scientist's watch. And I think, you know, the internals were so similar, the Faraday cage, and, you know, we often conflated those two. And so I think they just thought, okay, we're going to kind of separate those, and we don't like them sort of linked together. And we got the Air King. I think the next batch of releases is going to have the updated Milouss. And again, it'll be interesting to see if it has the Faraday cage, because according to Rolex, you don't need it with the 32 movement, all right? But it would be weird having the Milouss without the Faraday cage. It's such a part of that watch. So that'll be really interesting to see. but that was a fail. They didn't come out with a Milouss this year. And the last thing we'll talk about is the prediction with the Tiffany Blue, or turquoise as Rolex calls it, Oyster Perpetual. Was that bang on? Was it dead on? Kind of, not really. I mean, it's close, but okay, here's the thing. They discontinued the 41 millimeter Tiffany Blue dial, okay? And look, I just remember the rumor being that the Tiffany Blue is going. So if you had taken that to the bank and gotten a 36 millimeter Tiffany Blue OP and paid a premium for it, well, you can still get those. And you might have thought, wow, I should have gotten the coral red or the yellow, because they did do away with those, and that wasn't part of the rumor. So the rumor kind of got it, but missed a whole hell of a lot. And again, you know, we still do have a Tiffany Blue dial 36 millimeter OP. Now, of course, it would have been bang on if they had said, well, you know, all the 41 Stella dials are going, except for the green, you know, the coral red, the yellow, the Tiffany Blue, and then the coral red and the yellow period is leaving. You can't get those in the 36, but they're going to keep around the Tiffany Blue in the 36 millimeter version, and they're going to keep the green dial ones as well. Now, that would have been dead on, but it was just kind of right. So not a total fill, but not the kind of scoop you hope to get. So there you go, guys, revisiting some of the failed predictions before we move on to a successful one, and more importantly, what is along with that successful prediction. You're going to want to catch that video. Let me know what you think about all of these fails. Hey, it can happen, all right? And people love pulling fast ones and jerking us YouTubers around, and that's why you have to be careful. But let me know what you think. Take care. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.